Hey, my name's Brett. Before scripting this video, it came to my attention that I haven't written a proper game review since I was about 13 years old. Picking the right game was important. I had to choose something that truly embodied the video game industry, and proved that our favorite medium is not just a child's plaything, but a reflection of life and emotion, gaming as an art form. Anything less would be a disservice to my long-awaited return to the video game journalism industry. I do really like Dragon Ball Z, though. Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 is a one-on-one fighting game, based on the popular Japanese cartoon series Dragon Ball Z. Now, let me preface this video with the honest fact that I love Dragon Ball Z. I don't mean I like it ironically, nor do I mean I liked it back in primary school. I genuinely like Dragon Ball Z. I also love fighting games. I'm into Hadoukens and Dokukins and all sorts of kins as much as the next guy. You'd think a Dragon Ball Z-themed fighting game would be right up my alley, but how good is it really? As it turns out, not really that good. Unfortunately, Burst Limit is simply very shallow. You've got your basic fighting game set up here. Two fighters on opposite sides of the screen duking it out in order to be the first to deplete their opponent's life gauge. A secondary key gauge also exists to fuel special attacks. However, the actual fighting mechanics are sorely lacking, and I think I can pinpoint why. See, the appeal in a fighting game is generally to outwit and outmaneuver your opponent. You can punish an opponent's missed attack, predict their movements and counter accordingly, mix up your own style to keep your opponent from reading you. It's basically just fast-paced back and forth mind games. Good fighting games accomplish this by making sure there are plenty of options for each player. Now let's take a look at Burst Limit. Let's remember that Burst Limit is a functionally 3D game. Like many 3D fighting games, Burst Limit does not feature an important jump mechanic. This immediately rules out almost any meaningful player interaction on the Y-axis. However, players can make use of the Z-axis to approach from different angles. In a game like Soul Calibur, characters can smoothly make use of this space to keep their positioning unpredictable. Burst Limit's movement is clunky. Moving the analog stick in a circle causes lots of awkward stopping and starting. Players can perform a quick dash to move to their opponent's side, which makes Burst Limit seem more like a 2D fighting game with lanes rather than something with true 3D movement. This lack of good movement options wouldn't be so bad if there were at least plenty of offensive options. This is not the case. Burst Limit has 3 attack buttons: weak, strong, and projectile. Of course, holding the analog stick in different directions will result in a variety of other moves. The problem here is not so much the low number of total attacks, but the lack of attacks with any real tactical difference. While Goku may be able to choose between low, mid, and high attacks, Piccolo's guard blocks every kind. Krillin may be able to knock his opponent into the air instead of forwards, but both combatants are constantly locked onto the same plane anyway. Characters have plenty of attack options open up during a combo, but at that point the interactions between players have ceased already. The common thread here is that most combat options are largely cosmetic. Here's the bottom line. Light attacks come out instantly, so basically you're pressing buttons, or the other guy is. With few movement options and attack ranges, the game just feels like a tug of war. There are actually plenty of extra moves available, but they mostly just reset the pace of the match to a neutral state. It's all superficial fluff. The core of the game is underdeveloped, and no amount of QTE cutscenes or disruptive 20-second cutscenes will fill in the gaps. To anyone who disagrees, I challenge you to play this game regularly for more than a week without getting bored. While incredibly pretty and well animated, Burst Limit is just a highly polished, shallow game. There is a certain joy to taking on the role of Goku and shooting laser beams from your palms, but this game just feels like an unambitious waste of that potential. I give Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit a competent 5 out of 10. Bam!